my speaking voice. I'm going to be chewing gum when I speak. That's okay. Anyway, it was during the last election that I told you the story about, whenever I turned the radio on, I count to see how long it's going to be before I hear the name of Donald Trump. Sometimes 10 seconds, sometimes 20 seconds. Well, that's subsided now. You know, you don't hear it as much, but you do hear it a lot. You always hear the names of all these politicians. It's important that we know exactly what they're doing all the time. Because this world's a mess. If anything's going to change it and make it good, it's going to be these politicians. So we need to know exactly what our governing leaders are doing. I saw an interesting article. I did not read the article. It was about Queen Elizabeth. It said that Queen Elizabeth actually has a sense of humor. Oh, I didn't get that. We need to know these things about our politicians because if this world's going to change, it's going to be the politicians. We also need to know what's going on with the financial giants in our world. We need their money. If the world's going to change, the world's going to be a good place. We're going to need these financial giants. I read an article about Jeff Bezos. He's worth about $150 billion. $150 billion. I guess Bill Gates is second with 95. Bill Gates is so powerful. Bill Gates is going to get 95 million. So we need to know what's going on with these people. We also need to know what's going on with the people in the entertainment industry. So the entertainment industry that really changes and shapes our culture. So we need to know who's dating who, who's getting screwed by what spouse. And what with these people, we need to know what's going on with these people. These are the movers and shakers of the world. That's the living word believes. And God does something different. God is the one that's going to change this world. God is the one that's going to make it a great place. You know, he's not going to use the politicians, he's not going to use the trade people, he's not going to use the people to resolve. He's going to use the common man, the simple people. And then demonstrate that from the book of Judges. And we've been studying the book of Judges, not a lot, but we've been studying a little bit. If you remember, Joshua brought the people of Israel into the promised land through the Jordan River. The Jordan River dried up, just like the Dead Sea, when the people of Israel passed through the Dead Sea. So he dried up the Jordan River, brought the people into Israel, and they prospered. They drove out the Canaanites, just as God had told them to do. For all the years that Joshua lived, the country of Israel prospered. When he died at the age of 110, the country was prospering. But after he died at the age of 110, something dramatically changed. So if you got your Bibles, let's find out what changed and what happened. If you got your Bibles, look up to Judges chapter 3, verses 12 through 14. And since my voice is so bad, and there's a little loud fellow in the no, you got the greatest speaking voice in the world, right? So I'm going to ask Tom to read 3 verses 12 through 14.
I'm not sure. I don't have a mic. I don't think everybody will hear me.
What do you say, Tom?
Judges 3, 12 through 14. And the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of the Lord. And the Lord strengthened Eglon, the king of Moab, against Israel because they had done evil in the sight of the Lord. And he gathered unto him the children of Ammon and Amalek, and went and smote Israel, and possessed the city of palm trees. So the children of Israel served Eglon, the king of Moab, 18 years.
Let's pray. Father, thank you so much for your words, man. Lord, this hope give us encouragement, Lord, that you are going to make this place a better place, Lord. And thank you for that. In Jesus' name. We like to talk politics downstairs once in a while. Just politics. Actually, a lot. I was telling the guys the other week that my favorite president was Calvin Coolidge. I forgot to bring in my article why I like him playing the Vikings. I'll bring it in next week, but I love Calvin Coolidge. My favorite story about Calvin Coolidge is with him. His wife liked to go to church on Sunday. She loved going to church on Sunday. I think she just had to drag Calvin there. They call him Silent Calvin. He didn't like to talk about it. He just talked just a little bit. He wasn't really talking to me. But one Sunday she wasn't able to go to church. So she just asked him to go to church alone. And to please his wife, he did it. He even left it be went. When he got home from church, he said, "What did the preacher preach on this morning?" He doesn't like to talk, so he put there and said, "Sin." Well, what did he have to say about sin? You know? I think he was against it. We all sometimes have that lackadaisical attitude towards sin. We sometimes we love God with all our heart and all our soul and all our might. Yet there's times when we fall into sin and just do things that are wrong. We know we're doing wrong, and yet we do it. That's what Paul says in Romans chapter 7. Is that? He says, the things that I want to do, I don't do. The things that I don't want to do, I want to do anyway. And we all struggle with this idea. I want to do good, but why not doing bad? I don't want to do something bad, but why not doing it anyway? We all struggle with it. That's what's going on in this passage right here. Israel is being lackadaisical about sin. We've been told to go out and conquer the Canaanites, get the Canaanites out of the land. So what do? They made friends with the Canaanites. They're buddy with the Canaanites. The text doesn't say it, but they even intermarry with the Canaanites. And they even start worshiping their gods. We talked a little bit about their gods a couple weeks ago. The god of Baal is the sun god, and Asherah is the moon goddess. And so they accept these gods. They even started building statues. They even started worshiping their gods. The whole idea of going into the promised land is to take over the promised land, get the Canaanites out of there, settle the kingdom with just Israel in there, and God serve them so that they can serve God and God can bless them. That way they become an example to the rest of the world. They become a paradigm of what's going on in the world. That way the whole world will know the God of Israel, to see how God is blessing that nation and what God is doing. That's the whole purpose. But they've lost that purpose. And so God disciplines them. Have you been following this thing with the Russians trying to interfere with our election? Some people are telling us that the Russians are interfering with the election so that the Democrats can be elected. Other people say, no, the Russians are interfering so the Republicans get elected. I don't know which it is, but I do know this. Russia, if they had their way, would have an influence on our government. But that's the way all governments are. That's what the United States, at the CIA, intervening in other countries. We're all trying to work for our own vested interests. That's why I'm one of these guys that doesn't believe that you should never have any ally. You never have an ally because you're an ally 1 minute and the next minute not. Every country will work in their own vested interests. And every country is going to try to take advantage of other countries. They'll make trade deals. They'll use tariffs. They'll undermine, they'll devalue their currency. They'll do whatever they have to do to ensure that they have an advantage. They'll even make treaties like NATO, UN, but they'll make the United States pay for it because they want to pay for it. Everybody's acting in their own interest, and they're acting in order to take advantage of other countries. That's what's happening here. This is here that the Moabites, the Amalekites, and the Ammonites are taking advantage of Israel. See, they've got this massive army that they're more powerful than Israel. They're able to say to Israel, okay, Israel, you will pay a tribute to us. You will pay gold, silver, you will pay some kind of animal produce, but you will pay us because we are stronger than you. And so that's where they are. And so they impose tribute. So Israel has to pay this gold, silver, and produce or something. Well, who are the Moabites? The Moabites are descendants of Moab. Moab was the son of Lot. Remember we talked about Lot and Abraham? Lot is Abraham's nephew. And so Moab is the son of Lot. And they become the Moabites. You remember the Moabites? Remember them in the book of Numbers? Remember that story? When they tried to hire Balaam to curse Israel? And God wound up making a fool of them by having a donkey talk to them. But they've always been against Israel from day one. And the Ammonites are, again, the Moabites, the southeast of Israel. And the Ammonites are also southeast of Israel. They're also descendants of Lot. And the Amalekites are descendants of Esau. Remember, Esau and Jacob were twins, and Esau and Jacob are clashed. Jacob is the father of Israel. Esau is the nation, the founding nations that will fight Israel from the very beginning. Remember, the Amalekites, they're throwing Israel's back from the very beginning. Remember that wonderful story in the book of Exodus, where the people of Israel are all fighting, And Moses is watching the fight. He's got to keep his arms raised. As long as he keeps his arms raised, Israel will prevail. If he has to go, the other guys will prevail. And finally, Aaron sits him down and lifts up his arms so that Israel will prevail. The enemy that they were fighting are the Amalekites. So they're fighting these people from day one. They've been a thorn in the side, and now they're here taking them over. It says that they've taken over the city on the oasis. What's the city on the oasis? Well, the city on the oasis is Jericho. Remember when the people of Israel crossed over Jordan, they circled the city of Jericho 7 times, and the walls of Jericho fell down. And Joshua put a curse on that city. Anybody who tries to build those walls up will be cursed. So they never built the walls up. So the Ammonites, the Amalekites, and the Moabites took over the city like that very, very easily. And then because of Joshua's curse. Joshua's curse continued into the book of Kings. Remember King Ahab and Jezebel, who was a wicked king. He tried to rebuild the walls of Jericho. Because he tried to rebuild the walls of Jericho, his only son died. And then also continued until his youngest son died. So the curse was fulfilled. So, what's happened here is that Israel is following the sin. God has let this happen to them. So in the next time to read verses 15 through 27. Tom, you got it?
I got it. But when the children of Israel cried unto the Lord raised them up a deliverer, Ehud, the son of Gera, a Benjamite, a man left-handed, and by him the children of Israel sent a present unto Eglon, the king of Moab. But Ehud made him a dagger which had 2 edges, of a cubit length, and he did gird it under his raiment upon his right thigh. And he brought the present unto Eglon, king of Moab, and Eglon was a very fat man. And when he had made an end to offer the present, he sent away the people that bare the present. But he himself turned again from the quarries that were by Gilgal, and said, I have a secret errand unto thee, O king, who said, Keep silence. And all that stood by him went out from him. And Ehud came unto him, and was sitting in a summer parlor, which he said for himself alone. And Ehud said, I have a message from God unto thee. And he rose out of his seat, and Ehud put forth his left hand, and took the dagger from his right thigh, and thrust it into his belly. And the haft also went in after the blade. And the fat closed up upon the blade, so that he could not draw the dagger out of his belly, and the dirt came out. Then Ehud went forth through the porch, and shut the doors of the parlor upon him, and locked them. When he was gone out, his servants came, and when they saw that, behold, the doors of the parlor were locked, they said, Surely he covereth his feet in his summer chamber. And they tarried till they were ashamed, and behold, he opened the doors of the parlor. Therefore they took a key and opened them. And behold, their lord was fallen down dead on the earth. And Ehud escaped while they tarried, and passed beyond the quarries, and escaped unto Sereth. And it came to pass, when he was come, that he blew a trumpet in the mountain of Ephraim, and the children of Israel went down with him from the mount, and he before them.
Remember the mnemonic device we use to remember how to think our way through the book of Judges? It's like a cycle going on. It's a cycle continuously going on and on and on. The cycle's like this. One commentator made an alliteration of it. There's sin, and then there's slavery, and there's supplication, and there's salvation. In other words, Israel falls into sin, God brings them into slavery, or judges them, or disciplines them. Then they cry out, they repent, or they supplicate God, and then God sends a deliverer. This time, they cry out to God, and God sends a deliverer. What I call a superhero. His name is Ehud. The text says that he's left-handed. Now, a better way of understanding this is that he's crippled with his right arm. Because the text literally says his right arm is bound. So for some reason, he can't use his right arm. He has to use his left arm. So, Ehud and a bunch of other Israelites, they come in and they take the tributes to King Eglon. and they bring it to him, and then they read the tribute with him, and they believe. For some reason, Ehud turns around and goes back. How did he go back? Some commentators believe that he saw idols somewhere and caused him to change his thinking about what's going on. That may be it, but for some reason, Ehud goes back, and he tells the king's messengers and the king, and he's got a special message for God for him. Now, he's left-handed, so he's going to draw his sword from here. He's got a two-edged sword that's a cubit long. A cubit in the Bible is from the elbow to the knuckles. So that's the side of the sword. And he's got it in his right side. Well, a few years ago, I heard this story about the airport. You know that airport security? And you go through all this frisking and all this stuff you got to go through to get through the incidents in the plane. Well, they smuggled 20 fake bombs onto the planes, and these people didn't have any clue what was going on. All the security, and they were rats. That's what went on here. They got security. They're looking for a guy who watched the Russian dagger, or they're looking for the guy with the daggers on his left knee. He's got it on his right thigh. So he's able to get by them. So he gets by them. He tells them he's got a special message for the king. The king looks at him and says, wow, I got a special message from God. So he dismisses his servants. And then the text says that it goes up to the summer palace. This is like it's like an apartment on top of his house. It's air, so the air can flow through very easily. It's very comfortable. So they go up there and discuss what the message is from God. So Ahab takes his sword out and thrusts it into Eglon. Eglon is a very heavy man, and his balls are falling out of him. It's like blood, guts and everything starts falling out of him. And Ehud escapes. And so, the king's attendants come up, and if you just stand there waiting, and they're waiting, it's going to be the point where it's embarrassing. What would you do? You would not, or we would disturb the king, but we'll be doing it a long time. And then someone says, look, you guys are leaving or something. It says that it was a Hebrew idiom for when you go to the bathroom. It says that his robes cover his feet. That's just an idiom for going to the bathroom in the Hebrew language. And they say, well, his robes are covering his feet, so we'll just wait till he's done. Why would he even think that? Because in the summer places where it's aerated and the air comes in and out very easily, they're smelling his bowels and smelling his guts. So they must be relieving himself. So they just stand there and wait. And finally, they say, well, we've got to do something. So they break down the door and they find King Eglon dead. So, what does God think of this? I remember December 22nd, 1963. I'll never forget that day as long as I live. You guys who were alive, you remember where you were on November 22nd, 1963. Never forget it. And Friday, Saturday, and Sunday was just horrible. I was grieving so badly. I remember coming home from school on November 22nd and seeing my dad laying on the couch, tears running down his eyes because President Kennedy had been assassinated. That man was a conservative Republican. He never voted for a Democrat a day in his life. He was crying against Kennedy. He was killed. Assassination is horrible. We always think of people that are assassins as weak, evil people. We think of people like that committed assassinated Bobby Kennedy, or Martin Luther King, or Abraham Lincoln. We think of people as cowards and evil people. That's what we think of assassins. But what does God think of people? This is a different story. This is holy war. God has declared holy war. When the Muslims think of holy war, they just think somehow you're offended by really someone about to kill you. That's holy war in the eyes of another person. In the eyes of a Christian and a Jew, when you're at holy war, it means that God has declared war in order to go out and carry out the war. So what Ehud is doing, he's just carrying out what God has commanded him to do, to kill the enemy, to kill the Canaanites. So that's number one. Number two is that God uses people like Ehud. He uses murderers. Remember Moses murdered the Egyptian. Remember David killed Uriah the Hittite. Paul, my understanding of Paul, he killed Christians. So God uses murder, uses people that are tricksters. We see that David is a trickster. He tricked the king. And God uses tricksters. When we get to the story of Samson, we see Samson's a trickster too. So God uses these kind of people. The third thing is that the passages that Tom read, you see what happened, what developed. All of this were united. They killed 10,000 Moabites. This has got to be good. And it was 80 years of freedom, 80 years of living for God. That's the most number of years in Israel of the book of Judges. So, I guess my point is this. How can we apply this? How can we apply this to our lives? Does anybody here know, we have a fall fest coming up the third week in September. It's going to be a fun time. Does anybody here know what the theme of the fall fest is? Does anybody know? Can you know?
Superheroes.
Oh wow, superheroes. We love superheroes. Somebody said, well, how much I love superheroes. How much I love that. And we all love superheroes. Somebody's got superheroes. So we really find it to be kind of strange campuses, strange outfits, and strange ways to fight it. But they're superheroes. We carry out what we need to do. We always good. In our hearts, in our minds, in God's heart, in God's mind, you and I are superheroes. Paul says this in 1 Corinthians. Tom, can you read that for us?
But God chose the foolish things of the world to shame the wise. God chose the weak things of the world to shame the strong. 1 Corinthians 1:27.
This is my point. God's not going to use the politicians, the famous and powerful politicians. He's not going to use the wealthy elite people. He's not going to use the performers and the shoulders. He uses simple people like you and I to carry out his mission in order to shame the strong. And you and I carry out God's word, and when we share Christ with the people, we just are obedient to the Bible, and we glorify God for it. You are a superhero. He uses common people like you and I. He uses common people like Hebrew, a man that was very reformed, rightly to be reformed now. God will use us. He uses the simple people like you and I, not the powerful politicians. And someday, it's going to be a grand and glorious world, because God's going to carry it all out. He's going to use people like you and I. Let's pray. Father, thank you so much for your word today, Lord. And thank you so much for using people like us, common people who love you, Jerry, who want to just glorify you, Lord. Use us, Lord. Use us mighty for your kingdom, Lord. Change this broken world, Lord. Use us mighty. Pray in the precious name of the Savior. Amen. Next time to come up and do some prayer requests.
Prayer requests.
These are powerful words of yours.